Hi friends, this is Mike and Rob again from the Brewery Travel Channel. We've come today to bring you some new brewery stories from new breweries. Is that right, Mike?
That's right. I think we have actually been traveling in opposite directions here recently, so we're going to do a few breweries that, well, you went to some of them and I went to some of them.
Well, that's right. I think this will be a new experience both for us and for the viewers, and that we weren't together on these
That's
trips.
correct. We're way apart, by the way. You're in Key West and I was in Virginia.
That's right. My wife Barbara and I, we took off to Islamorada to go diving for our 10th anniversary, and I tell you, she is our camera person here on our channel. She's also the editor, and because Mike and Bev were somewhere else, she was also the designated driver. So we offered to drink several beers just for her, and she thought that was very little. Congratulations. Anyway, we went to Florida Keys Brewing, and we went to Islamorada Brewing. Mike, what do you think? Which one do you want to hear about first?
Well, I think the one that you had the most fun at would be the one to hear about first, and then we have to do the one that you had the most enjoyable beer at. They may not be the same one.
They're not the same ones. Let me take you from here. We went to Islamorada Brewing Company, which is directly off US 1, or the Overseas Highway. There's no streets and things to manipulate. There's just, straight off the highway, lots of parking, both in lots out front and on the side, and fairly empty streets around the brewery. In any event, Islamorada Brewing Company is a beer company and distillery. So not only do they brew their own beer, they also have their own cocktails. So there's some variety there.
Very good. And by the way, just to be curious, is it actually out on the beach?
No, an interesting thing about most of the Florida Keys, there's no beach because it's just rock that comes up. There's not a beach.
Okay.
But absolutely, you can see water from there. I think you can see water from everywhere.
But you can't. There's no pier that you can drive up to the brewery.
No, there's not. But anyway, we went, and the first day we were there, it was crowded, Mike. I mean, crowded. Now, Islamorada is a Craft Tap member.
So, we've touched about that before.
We have, and we've explained it a little bit here. And so, that being crowded, I wasn't that surprised. We went in and ordered a beer, and first thing I found out
was
from 3 to 7 during the weekdays, buy one, get one free.
Very good.
There were a lot of people taking advantage of that, Mike.
I got to ask now, does that mean you buy one, get one twice?
I should have tried that. Anyway, we talk just a moment about their menu, because their menu is a typically Southern menu in that it is almost exclusively light-colored beer. I think out of the 18 beers they had on that day's menu, one was dark.
Okay.
And the other 17 were all either sour or IPA, blondes, Kolsch, etc. So a lot of light beers, which is very, very typically Southern.
Okay.
The other thing to note, and I think this is an important note for our viewers, is the range of ABV. Mike, out of the 16, 18 beers they had on that day, 11 were less than 6%.
Okay.
So in the 4s and in the 5s, they had a good, healthy number of beers in every style.
Very good.
So, it was fun. Now, my first one I had was kind of it's a beer that typically has low ABV. I love this style. It was a Czech Pilsner. Okay, it was called Check My Bait. Anyway, at 6%. Very good.
Very good.
Absolutely.
Very good.
Absolutely.
Did y'all sit inside or outside?
Well, that's great, Mike. They have a very large inside presence, but not many seats. Most of the inside, over half, is dedicated to merchandise.
Do they have a bar where you can sit as a bar?
They do. They have not a big bar, but a good L-shaped bar. A few tables on the side. There were some locals hanging out in there.
Okay.
But again, it was crowded enough. There were locals everywhere. We went outside.
Okay.
And it is so well done, so well planned. They have stepping stones everywhere, and in between they have AstroTurf.
Oh, very
or
good.
synthetic turf for those people not from Houston, Texas. Anyway, all the tables and the picnic tables and the high upright tables and the low seated tables covered by an umbrella. Everything was covered by a sailcloth to minimize any sudden downpour, sudden rain, to minimize the impact on the customers. So beautiful, beautiful backyard. They had an entertainment going.
I was going to say, were there any games or TVs?
Well, there was a TV inside.
Okay.
There were some games. Matter of fact, people sitting next to us were playing big old block of Jenga game with big blocks. Looked a lot of fun. Couldn't believe some of the moves I saw. They were good. But the live entertainment was on a stage, which is set up kind of in the center. Mm-hmm. Really nice place.
Sounds super.
Yeah,
super.
We enjoyed it a lot, and then we decided to go further south about 3 or 4 blocks.
All right.
And go to Florida Keys Brewing.
Did you walk or did you drive?
We drove.
You drove. Is it walkable?
Absolutely walkable.
Okay, very good.
It's 2 or 3 blocks.
Very good. I like them when they're close together.
I do too. It's kind of reminiscent of Claremont, except this was an easier walk.
Okay.
And no hill. Anyway, we went down to Florida Keys Brewing. I got to tell you, this place is fabulous. It's not a Craft Tap member, but prices are reasonable all the time, and they have a quintessential Southern and active ABV diversity on the menu. By that I mean, again, most Southern breweries have light colored beer, mm-hmm. but most active communities, and you have to say, the Florida Keys is an active community. Life is outside. They had well over half their beers were in the 4s and 5% range.
Okay.
So this is a place you could drink beer for a while, or it's a place you could, get 1, get 2, and then go kayaking with your friend.
Gotcha.
So this is a very, very good brewery. Nice bar set up inside. Wonderful, beautiful tap handle panorama. The outside mm-hmm. was organized similarly to Alvarado beer, but it was rectangular instead of circle. But again, every staged setting had a sailcloth above it, so everybody was always going to be protected. They have a side stage, uh-huh. and they were setting up for some music. We didn't.
Are they on the water also?
They're not on the water, but again, you're a minute from.
All right.
So our experience with Alvarado Beer Company and Florida Keys Brewing was very, very good, and I hope if whoever's watching this has a chance to go down there, that you make a stop in.
That sounds good. I think this sounded like a great trip for you. A lot of good breweries.
Well,
a couple of breweries.
It was, Mike. It was a great trip for us. Now, I want to hear where you guys went.
Well, I tell you what, we took it off to Virginia, and that's going to be our next clip.
I think that's great. Tune back in, guys. See you later.
Let's go.